Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. I am in Colorado. It's cold and snowing. We actually had some really cold weather, about -5 in Fahrenheit. That's really cold. So we survived, though when you get outside, it's like you don't even feel your legs and body or anything. It's just been so cold. But it's starting to warm up, although we are having about 3 inches of snow today. But we used to live here and we are used to it, although I really miss our weather in France. So anyway, today I am going to prepare a meal, and this is one of my favorite and my family's favorite. It's chicken stuffed puff pastry. So for this today, I'm going to need some chicken tenders or chicken breasts. You can use either one. I have some chopped green onions, although the recipe requires leeks. I couldn't find any leeks today in the grocery store, so what I substituted I substituted with the green onions. I have some chopped artichokes, and I have some gruyere cheese already grated, a little butter, garlic, and I have chicken broth mixed in with some cornstarch for the to give a little bit of a thicker texture to it. And I have puff pastry, which is in the refrigerator, which I'm going to take out here in just a moment. But this is a really nice meal, and it's not heavy. It's great. You can also incorporate some mushrooms if you like mushrooms. I've done it that way as well. The original recipe does not require the artichokes, but I love incorporating artichokes with it. These artichokes are, just the marinated artichokes in olive oil. You can use any kind of artichokes. If you can use them in a can, just regular ones. You can use marinated ones. Either way, I've tried with both varieties, and both works really well. So let's just go ahead and get started here. So I'm using about moderate heat here, and I'm going to melt my butter in the pan. So I'm just melting the butter right now, waiting for it to get melted. But I wanted to let you know, guys, I started working out again at the gym. It's been so nice because in France it's been such a hard lockdown for so long. We haven't been able to go work out. And honestly, lots of times I think working in a garden is enough because I dig so much and I just get so tired of digging all the time. It's quite heavy work. But it just doesn't do the same, and I'm really excited. I did 15 minutes of cardio today. I tell you, it is so important for us to set a time aside for exercise. It just makes such a world of difference, so I'm really excited I got that done. But I've been working a lot and exercising daily and lifting weights, which is really awesome again. So anyway, my butter is melted, and I'm going to add my green onions. Want to come. So I'm going to allow my green onions just soften a bit. It smells amazing already. Also, I wanted to thank every single subscriber to my videos. I really, really appreciate it. Special thanks to everyone. Welcome to my videos. I'm really excited what I'm doing, and it's just so fun to see that it interests so many of you. I really appreciate all the subscribers. Okay. So for the onions, I would say this is probably I'm using about maybe cup and a half of chopped green onions here. I will post the recipe. I do modify my recipes, so I will do the best I can to post that for you. But mostly I just go with my feelings and I do what I like. So here we go. My onions are softened. Now I have crushed garlic right here, which I'm going to incorporate with my green onions. I love garlic. It's one of my favorites. Don't cook garlic for a long time because it burns, and burnt garlic just does not taste good at all. So try to incorporate with something else. Like at this instance, I am incorporating with my green onions, and I'm going to just allow it to become fragrant, and as soon as it becomes fragrant, I'm going to add my chicken. So this is just the seasoned chicken tenders what I have here, and I already sauteed it in olive oil with some seasoning. You can use any seasoning that you like. At this instance, I've used, for example, some Italian seasoning. We have one at home. It's a Tuscan blend I really like. Some paprika. You can use anything that you like for your chicken. So, okay. So this is looking good and smells really, really good. So at this point, I'm going to add my artichokes. It's quite simple. And artichokes, I would say, I chopped my artichokes. The artichokes about cup and a half as well, I would say. If you like to use them, you don't have to use artichokes, but it does. If you like artichokes, it's very delicious with them. Well, it's just for a few minutes. As soon as it incorporates, that means it's ready. So for the original recipe, normally when I make this in France, at this point I would add white wine, maybe about half a cup or maybe a little less. And white wine really brings out very good flavor, but then you need to allow the white wine to evaporate a little bit before you use the chicken stock. My family, my parents especially, they don't really like the taste of the wine in the food, so I'm not going to use it today because I'm making this for everybody. But usually I think it tastes really good with a white wine, and I really recommend you use it. Maybe I would say Sauvignon Blanc or Chardonnay would go really well with this dish. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to use my chicken stock. I have my chicken stock here, and I incorporated with maybe a tablespoon of cornstarch to bring this whole dish together so that doesn't get so liquidy. So I'm going to incorporate this and allow it to cook for just a few minutes. And I'm not going to use the rest. I maybe prepared about a cup and a half, I would say. But I noticed that I don't need any more, maybe about a cup. all out to thicken with the cornstarch, just a few minutes. Smells really delicious. Might use a little bit of seasoning. Let me go to the cupboard and see what we have here really quick. Maybe a little bit of lemon pepper, paprika. Ooh, Cajun sounds good. I think I'm going to use a little bit of a Cajun seasoning maybe here, which that's what we have in a cupboard that I think, and a little extra paprika, and maybe a little bit of a salt. Let me see if I can find the salt. Looks like we have sea salt. Okay, so as you can see, the liquid has evaporated and everything kind of came together really well. It's, thickened. So at this point, I'm going to turn off the stove, let this rest for just a few minutes. And so at this point, I'm going to prepare my puff pastry, which is in a refrigerator. And they are softened and they're ready to go, so I need to work quickly here. So I preheated my oven at 350 or 180 degrees in Europe. And I'm going to keep this one in the fridge. A little bit of flour. This is ready puff pastry. It's ready to go. So but I'm going to open up with my rolling pin just a little more. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to move my puff pastry on my baking sheet, just like that. This is my wine glass. I have to have wine while I'm cooking. I love wine. Okay. So, and usually I just like to brush the extra flour off my pastry with my pastry brush. It's just the excess flour, we just don't need. Am I saying that correctly? Excess flour? No. Okay. So let's roll out my second part of the second sheet of puff pastry. Okay, I think this is fine. I think we are ready. So we are going to incorporate the chicken and the rest of it into our puff pastry. It's still quite hot. It probably would be better if we allow it to sit just a little longer, but it will work just fine. Okay, so at this point, we are ready to go to sprinkle some cheese. You're welcome to use any of your favorite cheese. If this recipe originally required brie cheese. If you like brie cheese, you can just put some chunks of the brie cheese around it, or I'm sorry, brie cheese on top. I've used different cheeses. I like gruyere cheese, and I used also Swiss cheese. If you like cheddar cheese or American cheese, you're welcome to use them as well. It's not going to make much of a difference, but use whatever you like, and that's the best part, where you love to eat whatever you like to eat. So, cheese on top. At this point, I'm going to move my second part of the puff pastry on top. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to make my kind of a pie-like edging, if you can. It doesn't have to be all that perfect, because it will puff up and it's going to look beautiful anyway. Either, any way that you try to knit. Okay, so now it is necessary for us to do some slits or cuts on the pastry, because what we need is for the heat to have a place to escape. So I'm going to make cuts like that. Okay, and maybe one right here. Okay, it's looking good. So now I'm going to brush with my pastry. I already prepared my egg yolks here, so I'm going to use this dish instead of my container. Okay. And brush. This is just the egg yolks. What I do is just use just a little bit whites, not completely all whites. Oops. And but I do like I like to use mostly egg yolks, because it just makes such a beautiful color. And these eggs are so amazing here. They're obviously free range and organic eggs, and they just have gorgeous color. The cage-free chicken eggs. Isn't this gorgeous? So this beautiful dish is going into the oven, preheated 350 degrees for about 30 minutes, or until you see the pastry is nice and golden brown, because everything inside is already pre-cooked. So all we are waiting is just for the pastry. So it shouldn't take very long. Hey everyone, so my puff pastry is ready. You can see it's nice and golden brown. Really like how it turned out, and it tastes really, really good, and it doesn't require lots of time to make something like this, but it's certainly so nice and tasty. So anyway, I just wanted you to see, when I cut this dish, how good it looks. And I already got most of my work done, and I really need to let it sit just a little bit, because Obviously, I just took it out of the oven and it's kind of still, you know, really hot. But look how beautiful it looks and tasty. So anyway, as I said, you can incorporate anything you like in this dish. Pretty much mushrooms, some other things. Again, it didn't require artichokes, but I incorporate the artichokes in it and it makes it really beautiful. So hope you guys enjoy this and hope you can try this for your family and at home for yourself. I hope that you have a wonderful week, and thank you for all the subscribers. Please don't forget to subscribe to my videos if you like them, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.